fanatics, this is Clarissa at the Fit Factor Studio here in downtown Alhambra. Today I'm going to talk about core strength for runners. Core strength is very important for everyone. It's not just important for people that are lifting weights, but it's also important for when you're running, whether it's on the treadmill, whether it's on indoors, on a wooden floor, or outdoors. I've been running since I was in junior high. I played basketball, I've always been in sports, and I also joined the track and field team in high school. A lot of people don't know that, but I did. I wasn't the fastest, but I did fall in love with running, and I've learned a lot from a really good trainer that I had in high school. So one of the things is, first of all, it's how to engage the core when you're running. It's not about tightening the abs and making it hard and you're stiff as you run. It's more about breathing techniques, and two ways that I like to show some of my clients. There's two ways of breathing for exercising and running. One of them is if you place your hand on your belly and you breathe without letting, you take a deep breath in through your nose, and you breathe without letting your hand move. Okay, so I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go. So I just filled up my lungs with air, and then I release it. Okay, and there's a second way of breathing where you let your hand rise up from your belly, so your hand will move. So it'll be, I don't know if you can see it because I'm wearing all black, and then release. I prefer the first one when I'm running. That's a really good way to engage your core without having to really tighten the abs and then you're stiff as you run. So I've told some of my clients, especially those that have knee injuries, lower back problems, hip problems from overuse, or whatever reason. I mean, severe injuries, it's a little different, but when it's from overuse muscles and not having good form, then there's ways to fix it, and some of those ways are by slowing down when you're working out, really engaging your core, focusing on your core. It's pretty common sense, but it might not be for everyone. But the core, it's where everything stems from. You have your limbs, your arms, and your legs. So your legs take strength from the core. Your arms require your core to keep them moving, keep them stabilized. Here, it's all core. My leg needs the strength from the core. So the core is very, very important. And I may say it too much in class, but I always tell my clients, I'll never get tired of saying it, engage your core. And I also, it's not just about saying engage your core. I do my best to teach how to do it, because it is not the easiest unless I'm in your body. But it takes practice. So one of them is breathing, learning that breathing technique where you breathe in through your nose without letting your belly rise as you're running. And then also there's other things that you can use to strengthen the core. One of my favorites is planking, and there's different variations of planks, but the first most basic ones are on your hands. So I don't know if you'll be able to see me. Yes, you can. So here, same thing, you don't want your booty to be sticking up. You want your hands to be underneath your shoulders, and you can keep your feet, more advanced people, you can keep your feet together. And now you start engaging the inner thighs here, squeezing the inner thighs. Or if you need a little more stability for beginners, you can open up your legs, okay? Key is to keep your hips and shoulders aligned, not higher than my shoulders or lower than my shoulders, okay? Here, and then you wanna bring your belly button in, just a little bit to help you engage those core muscles. The second plank would be on your elbows here. Same thing, shoulders and hips are aligned, feet together, more advanced, open, more for beginners, or we need modification. Or you can go on your knees, and even here on my knees, my core is on fire right now. Let me see. So that's one. Then there's the banana roll too. So the core is also important in strengthening your lower back. So the back, it's not just the anterior chain. You also want to protect the posterior chain and work on strengthening the posterior chain, which can be a little tricky for people with lower back problems. but there's which I call a banana rows. You go on your back, so it's a hollow plank here, right? I'm engaging my abs. There's no space underneath the lower back. I don't know if you can see me. I'll scoot back one more. Okay, there's no space underneath my back here. So it's a hollow plank, banana row, banana boat. There's different names for it. Okay, so you hold it for however seconds, we'll say 5 seconds. And then you roll to the side. So working a lot of stability here, which you need when you're running. Then you go on your anterior chain, working the posterior chain, your back. So you squeeze the glute muscles, you're working, strengthening the lower back, and you pull your arms up to strengthen the upper back as well. And then you just keep going. Here you hold it, and then back forward, and so and so. Let me see. I'm back. So another thing when running is why it's important to keep your core strong is for stability. You may not think about it, but your core is what keeps you stable throughout running, right? If you didn't have core strength, you'd be like running like this. But if you have the core strength, it's gonna keep you upright and going forward. Now also, how do you think that the legs come up? It's by using your lower abs, okay? You may not be engaging them, but they're gonna be engaged whether you like it or not. But to strengthen yourselves a little bit quicker and more efficient, it's about focusing on engaging it. Also, one of the things that many people don't know is that when you run, the area that you would be the most sore after a run. You may answer it now, you may know the answer, but it should be your abs. I know, you're not crunching, you're not doing sit-ups, you're running, and you would think that it'll be your legs. But a good runner, a good run will leave you sore from the abs because it's the abs that are doing a lot of the work. So as you're running, as you're engaging your abs, we use that same breathing, which I'm not using right now because I'm out of breath. It's the abs that pull my legs up. My legs should be as relaxed as possible, okay? They're the ones that are gonna keep me moving, but it's the abs that are doing the work and pulling them up and going forward. Now that's stability. When you're leaning forward, you use stability, you use abs. Another way to keep the reason why to keep your core strength is if you want to run faster. Now, running fast is not about taking as many steps as possible, right? Running fast, if you're running long distance out on the corridor or outdoors, it's using your strides. And again, in order to use a stride as you're leaning forward, you need the core abs to keep you stabilized and strong and the legs relaxed. The more you can relax the legs, the less injuries, you prevent less injuries, the less overuse of your muscles, and that's where the knees and feet problem come because if you have any questions, I don't know if I got cut off, I hope not, but if you have any questions, please feel free to ask on the bottom and I can answer them after this video or later when they come in. Hi. So yeah, we have some people that don't like to run, but you missed some of it, so you can rewatch it. But this is a really good way to learn how to love to run as well. Just by learning to engage the correct muscles will teach you and teach your body to not use or overuse muscles and joints that should not be used as much. Knock on wood, I am injury-free from running. I don't have knee problems. Sometimes I do from weightlifting or overuse because I just love to train as our fit fanatics here at the Fit Factor Studio in Alhambra, downtown Alhambra. Come visit us if you're not part of us yet. And so if you have any questions, just feel free to ask. And thank Thank you. Once again, I am Clarissa Vizcaino, known as Pink Ninja, at the Fit Factor Studio in downtown Alhambra. And we are on Main and 1st Street. And if you have any questions, again, feel free to ask. And we're here. And go run.